Yo, what's up, party people? It's your resident code breaker data scraper, Dr. James Utley. Whoa. All right, anyway. First, I'm just going to walk you through just a little bit about this coding agent that I fine-tuned, a Gemma 4 coding agent. I really like these agents, and I fine-tuned this guy for tool calls to really work with my coding harness called Vybrid, which is a coding agent built in Rust for Rust development. Anyway, so now we're at like 10,366 downloads, you see? Find it on Hugging Face. I'll put it in the description. Anyway, let's move this thing out of the way so we can get into it. So I was like, hey, let's just show everybody how it's done. All right, so on the left, you'll see that's Vybrid, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna bust to whenever you're getting started here with the old Gemma 4 coding agent. This is how I run it. You see above here, this LM Studio. So I use LM Studio server, so I can just let it run. It ain't costing you no money, and it's pretty legit. So you can just let it run. Especially if you're a coder, you can just let it do the boilerplate, then pick up the project, then finish it. And you are making a ton of context window API calls to Claude or the GPT models or any of that. You are doing it all there, and it's good enough. It's good enough to know if you're doing. All right, so with that, let's get this out of the way and bust out to the Vybrid, which is here. All right, so let me walk you through Vybrid here. I just ran this thing. So it's calling to that LM Studio server. So you can configure it all and whatever else. And I did that earlier, and I just wanted to walk you through this thing. All right, so basically I just said, hey, build me an easy guessing game. And it went through and built it. So roughly it was around, I don't know, between 5 and 7 and tokens per second. But this is a real GPU, and I know people give me shit about it all the time. It's a 1050 Ti, so it's just it's 4 gigs of VRAM. It's nada. But this right here will rock, on the prompt, it rocks 140 tokens per second. And then it's let's see. Let me make sure I'm telling you all the specs correct. Basically, it is, prompt processing speed is around 100 tokens per second. The generation eval is around 145 tokens per second. The generation eval is 143 tokens in 42.47 seconds. So that's just less than 4 tokens per second at some of it. And then it was bumping up between 5 generation speed, 5 tokens per second, getting a period of 8 tokens per second, just around the max. And that's really all that you can expect from this shitty VRAM GPU. But it don't matter. You ain't sitting here watching it. So you just let it cook. So cook, go do something else. Now, with that said, we'll pop back over to this guy, and I have a preset that has really been dialed in to get it as fast as possible. So that's the secret sauce, because if you just go stock preset, if you don't mess with the context window, if you don't mess with the GPU offload, which is really for your GPU, and the better hardware you have, the faster it will run. And that's just about speed. But now, intelligence, that's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. I like these Gemma 4 agents. They meet the mark. Anyway, so it just was cruising, and then it said, blank, you can now run the game locally by navigating to the project and running cargo run. All right, so let's give this thing a little test-a-roo. Let's test it out. All right, so I'm gonna bust over this other window. 1 second, and we got this flat game. All right, so now we got a game. We're in the game folder here. Let's check out what did it give us. All right, so obviously that's where we're looking at Rust files for Rust. You got your cargo.toml, your target file, your source code directory. Anyway, let's move into this source code here and cat out the main.rs file. Okay, and it looks like they imported the crates random number generator, and then this stdio ran it through here. So you're going to print these functions when you U32 random number generator from 1 to 100 quit, obviously, and then you get to this so this function here, match, guess, parse, okay, or if else the secret number, print too low or too high. So pretty simple game, pretty simple. But the code looks like it would run. All right, so let me back up out of here and let's build it. I think it already built because it has access. Okay, so it did. All right, so it's already built. So let's run it. Woo! Look at that little cool little game. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. Can you guess it? Sure. Let's try 25. Too low. All right, let's try 50. Let's check to see if you're watching me. Yes, you are. And it is recording, and everything is fine. 60. Too high. Okay, so what do we do for 50? Too high. 40. Too high. 30. Too low. All right, so now we got it. We're locking in here. 32. Too low. 34. Too low. 36. Too low. 37. Boom! Okay, so we guessed the number 37 correctly. Anyway, it took like about 9 minutes to build this thing, and it's super simple, I get it, but the point is getting it wired up and then being able to use the Gemma 4 coding agent and do its thing. And the grand part about it is the information never left your computer, never left your box. You know what I'm saying? So you just run the server, LM Studio server, and you can pull in whatever local model you want based on your hardware. So just learn to optimize your hardware. Don't worry. Don't let the frontier models control everything. Like, you can do this, and like what I found in some other unusual use cases is that you take these small local models and, like, for example, is you want your kids to do their homework or your kids to learn. They don't need to be API calling to and paying money. Like, if you have the control here. So LM Studio on your device, loading the model on your device. You want a good coding model? Use this Gemma 4 coding agent for this. If you want to repurpose this coding agent for like Python development, it for sure will do that. The whole thing about this coding agent is that it's fine-tuned for tool calling. That's the magic. So I took a data set of known tool calls, I optimized that data set, I fine-tuned it, unslothed, quantized, all that shit. Then now you can use it for that, and like 10,000 or more people have downloaded this thing, which I'm super grateful. Let's do 100K. It's free. Just check it out. It's a good model. I'm probably moving into the next evolution. What I did is I trained some older models to try to improve efficiency, but I'm over that. So now I'm gonna pick this next iteration, probably a larger Gemma 4, and fine tune that guy. But anyway, it's a combination. We got some combination going on here, and I just wanted to highlight all the tools. First off, let's go. You need the Gemma 4 coding agent fine-tuned. Secondly, test it in LM Studio. Also run the LM Studio server, but you can run the interface so you can chat with it also. That's part of LM Studio. Then third, get Vybrid running on your machine, which is a coding agent, and then load the model up, fire up the server on LM Studio, and then bam, build your project. Say, greetings, please build me a boilerplate for whatever project, X, Y, and Z. And then just let it run. Go do something, come back, review the code, review the structure, then take control of the project, build it on your own. Don't be helpless. And then that's it. But anyway, until next time, my name is Dr. James Utley. I'm just hacking through life just like everyone else. So, peace.